The upside to down is when you think you've fallen, you've really just begun. The upside to down is the understanding that you've joined a whole new club, one that is cooler and better than you could have ever imagined. The upside to down is smaller ears, smaller hands, and smaller eyelids. Smaller everything. And isn't everything, including shoes, cuter, smaller? Hobbs is my youngest son, born just 449 days ago. He is what the textbooks call developmentally delayed, special. Some older references would even say retarded. It's not okay, but I don't think they meant it the way that it feels. Hobbs came with the magic number, trisomy 21, and that means he has Down syndrome. Somewhere deep down, I guess I knew that this would happen. I declined the genetic testing offered with both of my pregnancies. I was afraid of what I might do if I did know, like for sure, know. Would I judge him? Would I for a moment not love him? Put this diagnosis in a box and label it bad news? It was better for me not to go there, so we didn't. You just know some things as a mom. Sometimes we can predict the future and the fate of our children. Before they fall backwards or grab the wrong thing off the table, we're there for them, easing their pain, avoiding the mess. But with Hobbs still inside me, I couldn't do any of that yet. He was evicted on a short-term lease contract at 37 weeks. I remember with my first son, Otto, who also came via cesarean, the sense of relief I felt when the doctor brought him out, despite the whole numbed from the waist down thing. With Hobbs' birth, there was no sign of relief. They pulled and yanked and sewed and stitched, and I cried and I cried and I cried, holding hands with a stranger. A nurse who, after Hobbs was born, asked, "Why are you still crying? He's here. It's over." It was far from over. Have you ever been in a room full of machines and teams of people and a newborn baby and a husband and a mom and heard nothing? Silence? That is when you worry. Go ahead and freak out at that point because something is definitely wrong. It was belief that had me spinning. There still wasn't any proof. Until there was. Our doctor very gently began to describe Hobbs' physical attributes. The fold over his cute little ears, the one crease in the palm of his right hand, the beating in his heart. It looked and sounded like Down syndrome. It felt as though someone turned off the oxygen in the room. Everything I thought I knew about God, myself, our family, everything was in limbo. There is a crossroad in grief, a point at which you can turn into what ifs and why me's. I tried that path momentarily. Would he ever go to school, have a job, go to prom, get married, live with me forever? I mourned the loss of certain dreams I as a mother had for Hobbs. And then I realized those things aren't necessarily promised to any of us. We're all living one day at a time. We don't get to know our life story, not on day one or 50 years from now. What do we do? These simple words fell out of my mouth. A nurse, no, a saint, looked me straight in the eyes and she said, "You're going to love your baby." After a quick look into my husband's eyes, I knew she was right. We were going to love our baby. Meeting Hobbs was like meeting the dream I never dreamed. And not because it wasn't a good dream or a beautiful dream. I just didn't know it was possible. That I could live this dream. That I could be one of those families and be happy. Weren't these the kind of things that happened to the Mother Teresas and the Emily Kingsleys of the world? When you focus your attention on what can be and leave the can-nots and never wills behind, a whole new world appears. It looks a little wild at times and not like everyone else's at all. But that is the upside to down.